Hello. I am Stephanie Kakris, and I'm very excited to be bringing you the second episode of Steph's Manifesting Lounge. Last week, we saw Ali, who would like to manifest a house, and we explored what that would be like for her. And this week, I'm very blessed to have the lovely Sarah with us. Sarah is a kinesiologist and a psychic and an energy healer and lots of other really cool things that she does. So it's going to be a really interesting session because I suspect that she's going to be doing her own self-healing whilst we're talking. So these are the best people to work with because they make me look really good because all I need to do is just ask a few pointed questions and then they just roll with it. So that's really cool. I love teaching people about the law of attraction and about the science behind that, and to get people's vibrational levels in as a match with whatever it is that they want to bring to life. And to do that, we explore what any resistance that might be going on underneath what they think that they want, and if in fact what they think they want is actually what they want, or it's just what they think they want, because that can be a factor as well. So during the session, I'll be sharing my tips and I might be doing a bit of explanation about what's happening. And I've also, just a bit of history, I've actually done a manifesting session with Sarah before, and she had a beautiful, luxurious, fully furnished home with a convertible car in the garage and just amazing stuff that she would like to bring to life. And I'll let her tell the story about where we're going to go to today. So thank you for coming on and being a guest. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
So you were saying earlier that you feel like we've done the house and you're full of anticipation about what might come up for you to manifest next.
So it came up. Well,
oh, there you go.
While you were doing the intro, it flashed at me.
Okay.
So it's one of my manifestation intentions for a manifestation challenge that I'm doing at the moment too. Blissful marriage. So let's have the house and the relationships.
I see. So we're changing a different tack. So it's one thing to have a beautiful home to live in. It's another thing to have a gorgeous partner to share it with and a family.
Yes.
Yep. So tell me about what have you been doing around that in your other manifesting challenge?
Oh my gosh, I'm so scared. So we're working with the energies of acknowledgement and acceptance so far. Last week, I think I'm pretty good at acknowledgement. So that was last week. And I created a vibrational mind map with blissful marriage in the middle and all of the things that are on the same vibrational frequency as that for me. Accepting it's a different story. And I've noticed, especially today as I'm reflecting, that I do that. I manifest stuff and then I don't believe that it's real.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I've seen it like in physical form, and other people, like I will go to the point of refusing that a person exists, that other people know.
Yep.
That there's pictorial evidence of, or that, like, I've spent hours and hours of my life with this person, but I refuse to not acknowledge, accept that they exist. I acknowledge it.
Yeah. So what's the difference between acknowledgement and acceptance?
Awareness. And worthiness came up too.
Yeah. What came up for me was, what part of you does not want to accept that this can be yours?
Yeah, that's the part, that this can be yours, that I know that your tone didn't change, but the way that I received that energetically was like, dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, this can be yours. Ah!
Yeah. It was like a vampire.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah,
what's
like
that vampire
I'm the
energy?
vampire as by accepting that as mine. That's
That you'll be the vampire,
yeah, or that it would
or that it's the vampire?
I would be the vampire, that it's not fair for me to have that, and that I would be somehow taking away from the thing by allowing it or accepting it in my life. Like I would be taking, so the husband, I would be taking away from the beauty of who he is by being with him.
Yeah. So, do you mind if I ask you about your own parents and what your impression as a child was of their marriage? Because I'm wondering if what you saw was that they suck the life out of each other.
I definitely felt like they sucked the life out of me.
Yeah.
Each other, I don't know. Their relationship confuses me.
Yeah.
And I spent a lot of time in reflection. I'm a very reflective person, and relationships and marriage and romance and family have always been really, really, really important to me. So this is something that I've reflected on a lot, and it's never really settled into clarity for me.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's try and do that today. Let's set an intention to get some clarity for you, because there's a big block there. There's a big resistance. So you were brought into this family. You were born into this family, and they suck the life out of you. So when you just look at it from that point of view, that's kind of unfair. Like, that's not really.
Yep.
So, and I'm sure they did, and I'm sure there's many ways, and I think that it's really important to when we're thinking about our family, we have a certain impression and we have emotional wounds that make us only see one side of things. So I think it's really important, because I know there'll be people watching that will have had a really crap childhood, and their parents' marriage was so awful, and why would they ever want to manifest a marriage? Because that's, that was their first impression of what marriage is, right? But it's also important to that we often focus on the bad stuff, because that's where our emotional wounds are. So there was probably lots of good stuff as well.
Yeah.
So it's almost like we might need to do the reverse of, in a minute, we might need to do the reverse of what I normally do, because normally what we want feels really fantastic, and then we need to look at, okay, well, what's underneath that? But what I'm seeing with you is that what you really want feels really scary.
Yes, exactly.
So what we need to do is look underneath that as a child, what did you actually receive and what was good about that?
Yeah.
But let's one step at a time. So for now, is it possible that you're terrified that you're going to just replay that same experience of having a marriage and then bringing into the world a child that will just have the life sucked out of them like you did?
Yeah, I don't want my child or my children to feel like I'm a burden to them. like I brought them into the world, and now the very fact that I'm in it is making it harder for them to live their purpose.
Yeah.
Or my husband either, the same thing. I don't want the very fact that I'm in his life
Yes.
to make it harder for him to live his purpose.
Yeah.
And I'm so good at helping people live their purpose. That's my job.
Yeah.
But when it comes to family, I'm terrified that I will be the opposite of that.
Yeah. So what's the difference between you as someone who gets the most out of their clients? Why would it be different with your husband?
wouldn't. Like, I know that it wouldn't, but
Yeah. It feels like it would.
yeah,
You're afraid that it might.
yeah, and then I do, like, I push people away.
Yeah.
And I don't even know when I'm doing it until they're away, and then I can see it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
And then I can start to see the ways that I pushed them away.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's an element of you not feeling safe in a marriage, in saying yes and committing to someone.
Yeah, that one, in saying yes and committing to someone.
So
even in a long-term relationship.
Yeah. So how is that unsafe for you?
I just don't want to trap them, and I don't want them to. It's weird. I'm going to say I don't want them to trap me. I nearly said trust, and I wonder if that's something that needs to come up. Oh, it is. So I was going to say I don't want them to trust me.
Yeah.
Because then I might trap them.
Yeah.
And it's when they trust me that I feel trapped. Yeah. I feel trapped into having to be this burden in their lives. I feel like I had no choice, and they made me the burden of their life by trusting me not to.
Right. I'm just typing as we speak. So the pattern is that if you allow them in to trust you, you feel trapped. Is that because them trusting you feels like a burden, and it feels like now you've got something that you need to live up to? Because what if you
and that I'll never break that trust? What was that?
Because if someone trusts you, that's burdensome, because what if you stuff up?
Yeah. And then I feel like I have to be perfect for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Yeah. And when it's just you, right, and you muck up, no one else gets hurt.
And work feels like a relatively controlled environment as opposed to family and relationships. So even if I want to have to be perfect for the rest of my life in work, which I don't really feel like I have to be in work, honestly.
Yeah.
But if I do fall into that pattern in work, I can get separation from it.
Yeah.
With family, especially one that I chose and one that I created for myself,
it's always there.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
And I want it to be, but I really don't.
Yeah. Have you done any past life stuff around this?
Lots.
Yeah.
I was watching on Sunday, Finding Your Feet.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there has been a past life where I've been a man and my wife got dementia. And there was some element of being trapped in the commitment and not being able to reach her, and the pain of losing her too, and feeling abandoned even though she was right there. And because that always resonates with me every time, that particularly that one where it's the woman with the dementia. And I really resonate with the husband's position every time. Where if it's the other way around, I don't feel the same way.
Yeah. Yeah. So just extrapolating that out, that is where you form a relationship on a basis that is okay in the here and now. But then what if you change?
Yes, and that's been a terror that's run through all of my relationships as well, is I can't change. I feel like I'm betraying people every time I grow.
Yeah.
And that I can't sustain a long-term relationship because I change too often.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how can I expect someone to stay loving me when I'm continuing to change?
Yeah. And so how can you expect that?
They have to love me at a very deep level. At a soul level.
And what about if they change too?
Same thing. It's like unconditional love.
Yeah. Like everyone changes and grows through their life. And is it possible that he might love you even more?
Oh, yuck.
That's an interesting reaction.
Yeah. I have very intense reactions around this particular subject.
Yeah. So much charge. There's so much charge.
So much. So much desire and so much everything.
Yeah, fear and but that's the thing. That's the thing, right? Because the thing that we want the absolute most is the one that is the hardest because, you know, true manifesting is about setting the seed and then letting it go and saying, yeah, whatever. But that's all well and good, you know, in theory. in this human form, like it's the thing that we really, really, really most want. And so what grosses you out about maybe they might love you more if you grow and change?
I have a gag reflex even if you say it, like every time you say it I'm like
That's so interesting.
Like the first time it hit me in the stomach, that time it was like
yeah. So what does that want to do?
Get it out, push away, which I guess is what I do before the reflex. I'm just like
yeah. So is it are you pushing away the love?
Yeah. Especially like the deeper it is, the more committed it is, the more unconditional it is, the further away it needs to be.
Yeah.
That was good to acknowledge.
So I'd like to do a little meditation. Because you've obviously thought this through and talked it through and thought it through and journaled it and tested it, muscle tested it and
meditated
on it and, you know.
Written books and books of poems.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So just close your eyes and just take a deep breath. Now I'm getting this image of you standing on top of a hill.
Mm.
And it's like, and you're surrounded by flat land, stretches out for miles, and you can turn around 360 and each direction as you look out, you can just see for miles and miles and miles. And in one of the directions, I can see some water, like a few miles away is the ocean. And you can just spot a bit of the water just before it reaches the horizon. Can you get a sense of what the weather's like?
All the weathers.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it switching from like really sunny and bright to dark and cloudy and stormy and?
Yeah, and several different forms of weather at once.
Yeah. So just be with that, because all those different weather are just representing all the different emotions that you've got around marriage and living a happy life, because it's all stormy and it's windy and it's raining and it's beautiful sunshine and tropical and wonderful all at the same time.
And it switches. It's just switching very fast. I think. It's not simultaneous. I'm perceiving it as simultaneous because it's so fast.
Yeah. So just be with that. Tell me what's happening.
I found this like clearing in some trees, and I've come here to meet my partner before.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like, oh, there you are.
Yeah.
The partner is a bit like the weather too, though. It's hard for me to get a stable sense of him.
Yeah. So there's you and there's your partner. Where's the love?
There's a bridge to get to the clearing and there's sunshine on the bridge, and I feel like that is the love.
Yeah.
Or there's something to do with it.
Yeah.
Okay, I just got that I'm closer than I've ever been before, and I got a clear picture of exactly where I am on the bridge. This bridge has been around for 8 years or something.
Yeah.
And this clearing as well. I'm actually standing at the beginning of the bridge, and the clearing is not very far away from the bridge at all.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like just like a choice. All I have to do is choose, and I can walk straight from where I'm standing to the clearing. And it's never been this easy before. keep thinking, like, I keep wanting to run away because he's not under my control and he might not choose me and blah, 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 blah. He's just sitting there at the clearing. All I have to do is walk over.
Yeah.
But very hard for me to comprehend that.
Yeah. So if you'd like, you might like to bring someone else in to help protect you whilst you make that last part of the journey. Or just to give you a bit of extra strength.
I saw my friend, but I didn't move anywhere when he was there. And then and then my uncle came in and he's just kind of like around in spirit form.
Yeah.
And now I'm moving. Oh. I got to the end of the bridge, the other end, and I can't move now. Well, I'm seeing myself. I'm not feeling the emotions that she's feeling.
Yeah.
But she's like paralyzed and like petrified, like she's shaking.
Yeah. So what does she need to be comforted?
She needs him to meet her there.
Yeah, right.
He's still sitting there.
Okay, so what does he need?
He looks pretty comfy where he is.
Yeah, well, he's probably scared to come to her because he's tried to come over before and she said, no, I'm not having a bar of that.
For years.
So he's just going to sit there and say, rightio, I'm just going to sit here and wait, and when you're ready, you'll come to me and then it will all be sweet. But she's like, no, that's way too scary.
Yeah, she can't.
No.
She'll say yes, but she can't.
So maybe your uncle might need to go and talk to him and explain where she's at, or he might have someone.
He has someone. Oh, he's just sitting there though. He's not listening to anyone.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so frustrating.
Yeah. Is he really there, or is that just like a statue or a symbol of him?
That's him.
He's really there?
He's really there.
Yeah.
But he's just sitting there. Oh, she's moving. Two more steps. Oh, he can't see her from that angle. He doesn't know that she's standing there terrified.
Right.
He thinks that she's off living her life, having fun without him, and he doesn't want to be a burden to her either. I can almost see them sitting in front of each other, but it's like not quite, and nobody's talking.
Just take your time. Just check in with the weather again.
Yeah, we've got some crazy weather now.
Yeah. So just let that weather be, like just notice it without trying to make it do anything, or because that's like all the emotions moving through, right?
Mm. Yeah, it was sunny before on the bridge, but now it's like... I have that Moana song stuck in my head.
How far I'll go.
No, it's the Stay Where You Are one.
Yep.
Everything's fine just where you are. The line that's coming up over and over again is make way. Oh. And you can find happiness right where you are, which I am not liking. I'm like moving around in circles now. Like I'm past the bridge and I'm in the clearing kind of where he is. I don't know if he can see me, but I'm kind of walking around in circles and pacing. Oh, he looked at me. But I don't want him to know that I can see him.
So that song is actually her dad singing to her, telling her that she needs to be okay with staying on the island.
Yeah.
Right? But she's not okay with staying on her island. That is not her destiny.
No. Oh, and that's why I was pacing, because I'm kind of like, it's kind of like, my dad's nothing like, well, he is kind of, the message is the same. But it's kind of like, oh, should I go back over the bridge? He's ignoring me. He doesn't even know I'm here. Like he's probably going to have to, I don't know what it would take for me to like stay there. Like, I don't know, but I'm kind of like, I'm like, oh, maybe I should go back over the bridge. My family is calling me. But I don't want to leave here because this is where I'm supposed to go.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know what to do now that I'm here.
Yeah. So like this is like Moana standing on the water's edge, right?
Yeah.
Her family's over there and this is where she belongs and she's got her role there and they need her as their chief, and yet the sea is calling her.
Yes.
So your partner is calling you, but you're very torn because right where you are is right where you feel like you're needed, and it's scary to go out beyond the reef as well. It's so much unknown territory, so much unknown out there. And you don't even know how to sail, let's face it.
Yeah, I've never done that before.
Like, you know.
Yeah. Now that we're talking about this, he keeps looking up.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, like maybe she will. It's like he's given up. He's really despondent.
Yeah.
And he does kind of like, he appears like a statue because he's had to do that to protect himself.
Yeah.
Because I keep going back.
Yeah.
I've gone back before over the bridge.
Sure.
And then I come back and then I go back, and every time he expects me to go back.
Yeah. So you know how before you described that your higher self was looking down on like the human you?
When was that?
When you're standing on the edge of the bridge, you were looking down at yourself?
Yeah.
So I was just imagining that's like your higher self looking down on your human self.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm wondering if your higher self could go sit with him.
Oh. That's terrifying.
Or at least call out to him and make him understand what's happening. Or explain rather than make him understand. It's probably not good language.
I'm getting that it's me.
Yeah.
Because he looks up, he's receptive every time I'm willing.
Yeah. So
and every time it seems like I might be ready, he looks up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's tuned into my human self.
Yeah. He just, this is all about you, basically. Yeah. Yeah.
But like my human self, and even like, I don't know. So I'm seeing this play out where, like, in the container of us talking about it, he looks up every time I might be about to make a decision.
Yes.
But I didn't know that about to make a decision. Something I haven't decided yet. And I feel like I can't make that decision without him.
Yeah, so there's a stalemate.
Yeah. I'm like, I can't make that decision without him because it's a decision about both of us.
Yeah, so let's just say the decision is whether you want to get married or not, right?
Yeah.
So he's sitting there saying, well, you need to decide if you want to get married. And you're like, well, I can't decide that on my own.
Yeah.
It has to be a joint decision.
And he's like, but he won't ask me unless he knows I'm ready. And he can see that I'm not. And he's did enough to me to know that I'm not even ready to be with him, let alone
married and plan a life together.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then I take that. I'm like, oh, maybe I should run back across the bridge now.
Yeah.
He's not gonna ask me. But and I love that about him. I love that strength and that intelligence and that clarity and that how tuned in he is to whether I'm receptive or not.
Yeah.
I just don't know how to be receptive. Oh, there we go.
You do know.
Yeah.
You're just scared.
And when I get scared, it's like I forget everything I know about how to be receptive.
Yep, that's
all I can think about is running back over the bridge.
It's pretty common.
Yeah. The rest of the decisions we can make together. And And a lot of what I'm scared of is actually what's beyond this decision, not this decision.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I won't be alone for the other decisions.
Yeah.
Because then it's kind of like, if we use the Moana analogy, it's like, well, then if I say yes, do I have to like sail? And do I want to sail? And blah, 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 blah. But I'm visualizing me having to do that alone. But that's not what's happening here. He knows how to sail.
Yeah, well, Maui knows how to sail.
Yeah. And she wasn't going to do that alone either. She had to do some parts alone.
Yeah.
I don't know if he really knows how to sail in physical, like human reality, but like with the analogy, he knows.
This is a metaphor.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows how to. I'm afraid that he is the same as my parents in preference and values and capacity, and he's not. He's very similar to me.
Of course.
In values and
yeah.
capacities and skills and intelligences complement mine. He's looking for long enough now that I can see his eyes. I love his eyes. He stood up. He's going to make me walk to him though. But he's looking now and he has his hand out. The me in the image it's flicking between all of these different ages. Like all of my inner children, 1, 2, 7, 5.
Yeah. All the times when something happened that you were modeled that this is not what you should do. Just get married and have kids. So I can get a sense of a gold sparkly carpet appearing between you and him. Like glittery bits floating up in the air and settling back down again.
Oh, it's a little bit of a transformative carpet, like when people try to change their, like that they do those quick changes.
Oh, yep.
It's growing me up. Oh, now he's changing into all of his inner children now that I'm this close.
That is so cool.
Oh, we've walked away at this point before too. This has happened before. No, we haven't. What was that? Doesn't matter. It's a dog. He needs a puppy. Now he's 17. And I'm wearing a red dress, but I can't see the rest of me properly aside from my dress. Now we're both hugging pillows. It's like we're this close to each other and we can't.
What's the weather doing?
It's pretty sunny. It's a little bit cloudy on his side.
Yeah. Just let it happen, because all this, don't force it, because all this inner child stuff's all healing that has just been all there in the way of the two of you making it work.
Well, we couldn't make it work.
That's what I mean, because all this other stuff has been in the way.
Yeah. It's all black on his side now. I can't even see him. I'm terrified he's going to fall into the abyss.
What's happening?
All this black. It's like a void, and he kind of started to materialize again. He told me he wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, it's just, I feel like it's just this huge dissolving of all this stuff from thousands of lifetimes. And
Yeah, that feels right. Thousands.
yeah, it's just,
I just have to stay there stable.
Yeah, well, he needs to know that,
that I'm not going anywhere.
yeah, now that you'll just hold
And
the space while he just clears all this stuff.
yeah, it feels like he's going to take centuries. It's not his, and he told me he's here.
Yeah.
And he told me he's not going anywhere. It's just I have to believe him. I'm not going anywhere either. I don't feel even like tempted to run across the bridge anymore. It's just scary watching him be not even there. He's black and
Yeah.
he's barely got form.
Yeah.
And it's hard to watch him in that much pain. But he's healing it.
He's just letting it all go. And it sounds like he just needed you to hold that space so he could do that.
What? He has to go. So I got stronger.
Yeah.
And he has to go.
Yeah.
Like he let go of my hand.
Yeah. I feel like that's as much as we need to do today.
Yeah.
Because we've done heaps.
Yeah.
And he's telling you that it's enough for you both.
Yeah.
Your higher self who's running this meditation is saying that's huge. We've done inner child healing. He's done loads of past life stuff.
Yeah.
You've got across the bridge and across the carpet. And that's all you can handle for today.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So I want you to thank him for sticking with it and being there and letting you come at your own pace. I want you to thank your uncle for helping out. And I want you to say to him, we'll meet again very soon. And I want you to take your time and go back over the bridge and back up to the top of the hill where we started.
So funny, I was seeing that hill yesterday when I was meditating. Like several times I was seeing that hill. I was like, what is with that hill? And I knew it was connected with marriage, but like my first boyfriend wanted to get married on a hill and it wasn't that hill.
No, rightio.
And I was like, so how is it connected then?
So that's why you had a little smirk at the start when I said I could see you standing on top of a hill.
Yeah, I was like, oh, here's the hill
Yeah,
again.
you're like, radio, there's the hill. I love that. Hills are good for meditations because you can see all around.
Yeah.
And it's also like a higher self perspective. So you're back at the top of the hill.
Yes, I am dressed so differently now.
That's good.
That didn't even change.
And what's the weather doing?
It's a bit dark and stormy over there, but
Yep.
the beach side is really sunny, and that was where there was a lot of weather change happening before.
Cool. Yeah. So it might be that he needs a bit more time.
Yeah, I think so.
So you let those storms move through.
Yeah.
And that's why he wanted to go. He said, you just need to let me go now and do my thing and heal what I need to heal.
Yeah. It didn't feel like, because he said, I'm not going anywhere, but then
Yeah.
he's like, I have to go.
Yeah. He's not leaving.
Yeah, it didn't feel misaligned though. It
No.
makes sense with the other comment.
Yeah.
But it was like, something to do with the darkness that was going on. He had to go and do something or be with that. He's meeting me on the hill next time.
That's nice.
Oh, and he knows now that I decided.
Wow, that's huge.
We're supposed to go to the beach together, and I keep feeling the timing of it, but then it not being.
Next time.
Yeah.
We'll do it next time. We need to finish now.
Yeah.
So just bring yourself back into the room. Just have a look around. Bring yourself back to the here and now.
I changed my wall before this session. And it's much more aligned with this energy than it was with the energy that I had before.
Cool. That sounds like it was good preparation then.
Yeah. It's got my vibrational lists up there.
Excellent. How do you feel?
Oh, that cracking open that I told you about before we started recording.
Yep.
That happened.
Yep.
I feel a lot more open and a lot more safe and supported.
Good.
And like I can trust him.
Yeah. And it's not just about trusting him, it's trusting the process, isn't it? It's trusting the marriage and
yeah, the whole thing.
the whole concept, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the staying and the going.
Yeah.
Like small moments, like going to the shops, coming back from the shop.
Yeah. Yeah. So just be easy, go easy on yourself for a couple of days while it integrates. Drink lots of water. Try not to you don't need to revisit that. You don't need to go over it and analyze it or anything like that. Just let it be now. It's done its work and just let your body catch up. and see what happens.
Yeah.
I think we need to book another time in a couple of weeks, and we might need to revisit and see what the next step's going to be.
Yeah. That's cool that something actually got to happen. I always get surprised about it. Something always does get to, even when I do meditations on my own about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's not impossible.
No, nothing's impossible. It's just that in this current lifetime, with the way the energies are, we're dissolving so many past lifetimes and ancestral generations worth of stuff, as you know, and
yeah, all that inner child and the blackness and everything, that was really powerful healing work, right?
Yeah.
Just like by standing there.
Yeah, exactly.
In each other's presence.
Exactly. Yeah. I shall talk to you again soon.
Yes.
See ya. Bye for now.